Good day and welcome once again to Moments with Dr. Steve. I'm Dr. Steve Bonneberg. Today we're going to be talking about my opus magnus, my magnum opus on human healing and human reinvention and human repurposing called The Way Out Life Lived on Purpose. You can head over to saintallegiance.org. You can pick up a copy for a small contribution and you can join the conversation in an informed way and you can inform us of your pain and suffering. Harm are those incidents and people and events and series of connected or disconnected events, the happenings, etc., that bring unspeakable horror and lived life crushing pain combined with untold miseries into our world and impact our life. Now, if you are a person that's involved in youth ministry, addiction services, if you're involved in any way with prisoners or juvenile delinquents or families that are conflicted and colliding with one another, you need to understand harm. And the place it begins is to say, you've been harmed, haven't you? No way to say that any clearer. Harm reminds us that we're not victims. We have been victimized, perhaps, but we are not victims. You probably have been taken advantage of and targeted by some form of evil. Harm. The sources of harm are multiple and overlapping and target and focus solely on you. You are in their crosshair. Trust me, you know that, don't you? Sources of harm. When you look at the sources of harm, they include, but they're not limited to, family of origin and childhood and friends and acquaintances and maybe aunts and uncles and illnesses and personal suffering and loss of power and stuff being ripped and torn from your life without explanation. Your life just winds up emptied. It's happened to me, the loss and the power of just being, thrown under buses by people that you thought were trustworthy, blatant and unwarranted and damaging abuse. We discuss and break down abuse in future chapters, so stay tuned with us. But go to saintallegiance.org and pick up a copy of The Way Out. Addictive behaviors and the massive undermining and overwhelming power that just this culture is layering on human lives. It's almost like there's this poisonous piece now that wasn't present just a very few years ago. The list is far from exhausted that we've just given you, and yet harm generally comes as a combined cocktail that infiltrates and invades and overwhelms our lives. We understand harm. Our goal is for you to understand harm, and we wish to arm those of you that are in the caregiving and business by giving you the way out so that you have some prescriptive remedies. So go over to our website, pick up a copy of The Way Out, learn the way to begin to treat the issues that you're staring down in your community. If you want to talk to us, we're building a global cultural conversation. Head over to saintallegiance.org. Inform us of what overwhelms you. We listen to the laments of others here. This is Moments with Dr. Steve. Travel far.